Hi everybody, Brian McNichols here from Touring Plans, and I am clearly in Switzerland. No, Disneyland. It was one of those. There's a Matterhorn, it's gotta be one of those, right? This list is all about my 5 favorite rides that can only be found in Disneyland, or at least can't be found in Walt Disney World. Some of them maybe can be found in parks overseas, but I really just cover the US parks, so that's what makes them unique. At number 5, is the Matterhorn right here behind me. It is a tubular steel roller coaster, and yeah, it's real rough. If you have, back problems, hip problems, anything like that, you might want to sit this one out. But it is a cool ride. There are some very cool Yeti effects. There are waterfalls, which you can kind of make out right there, the nice waterfall, and you can kind of make out the cars going past every once in a while. This is a monorail track, that's not part of it. But it is definitely a unique ride. This is the only Matterhorn, I am sure of that. That's what puts it on this list. But there's 4 others too. And in the shadow of the Matterhorn, I have a bonus attraction for you. This one doesn't really count on the list because it's not really one of my favorite attractions, but it is unique. It is Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage here. And it's like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's this beautiful lagoon. They've even got some seagulls perched right there from Finding Nemo, and it is a submarine voyage, much like 20,000 Leagues that used to be at Magic Kingdom. You sit sideways, look out portholes that you might be able to make out just a little bit under the water there, and you go by some, fish and stuff. Then you go over through into that tunnel over there where that one just disappeared, and that's it. It's not the most exciting ride. The most exciting part is getting in and out of the submarine. We have to walk down this little staircase, and it's a little dangerous, but the ride itself is very, very tame and a little on the boring side, which is why it didn't technically make the list. It's a bonus. At number 4, I am up in Mickey's Toontown in front of this fountain of Roger Rabbit. Well, from this angle, it's Roger Rabbit's backside. But over here is the ride I'm talking about, and it is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. This is an indoor dark ride with a lot of the characters from Roger Rabbit. But in this one, the car spins. Now, I know that might sound awful to people like me, but you control the spinning. So if you don't want to spin, you just hang onto that wheel real tight and you won't spin too much. If you want to spin, you start turning. Now, it is a pretty heavy wheel to operate, so kids may find it a little bit more difficult, but you know what? The car will kind of spin on its own if you don't do anything, so they'll like that too. If you like Roger Rabbit, or if you just like dark rides, or if you like spinning, this has those things in it. At number 3 here is a ride that didn't used to be unique to Disneyland. We used to have this one in the Magic Kingdom too, and that is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride in that beautiful castle there, where you can see Mr. Toad right there. This is a dark ride where you look like you're gonna crash into a lot of stuff, and then you kind of don't. It's got, tight turns, things that move out of the way. And kind of crash a car, get sentenced by a judge, hit a train, and wind up, well, dead and in the bad place. So it's a strange ride, but like I said, we used to have this one in the Magic Kingdom, and it now is replaced by The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but it is still here in Disneyland, and it's not, I'm not gonna say it's the best ride in the world, but it is a fun ride. It is a classic ride. It is a very old ride from 1955. And it is making my list at number 3 because it's my list. But I'm not done here yet, because as a bonus that is unique to Disneyland, I'm gonna say the rest of Fantasyland, because there's a bunch of stuff here that they don't have. You can see Monstro the Whale right there. That is the Storybook Land canal boats, where you kind of ride through miniature versions of favorite Disney stories. Over on this side is the Casey Jr. train. Well, that's Dumbo, but over on this side, the Casey Jr. train that kind of rides around the tops of basically the same scenes that you see from the riverboat. And then over here we have Pinocchio's Daring Journey, a ride that was never copied to the Magic Kingdom. And down there is Snow White's Scary Adventure, a ride that, like Mr. Toad, was copied to the Magic Kingdom, but has now been replaced by Princess Fairy Tale Hall. That is pretty unique. but Mr. Toad's the one that technically makes the list if you're counting. In Fantasyland still for another unique ride, and that is Alice in Wonderland behind me. I love this ride. Look, it even goes outside for a little bit. It is an indoor-outdoor dark ride where you come out on the roof. You can see people right here coming out onto the roof. I just love that they can do that here in California, have indoor-outdoor rides that don't have to shut down for rainstorms constantly. But it tells you the story of Alice in Wonderland. It is a fairly typical dark ride, but it is one of my favorites. I kind of wish they had this elsewhere, but they don't. So you gotta come to Disneyland to see it. That's the best of the rides that are unique to this park here in Disneyland is in Adventureland, and it is Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. It has the same ride track, same ride vehicle as Dinosaur and Animal Kingdom, except that you get to see an Indiana Jones animatronic. You get to go through this huge temple room, and there's fire, and there's snakes and bugs, and you know, they're all fake, except the fire is pretty real. But this is a really, really good attraction. Beware, the lines can get long. It's a great fast pass option. And the best thing with the fast pass option is that if it breaks down, which it kind of does relatively regularly, then you can get the anytime fast pass and just come back and ride it later that day, or ride something else. But when you can get on it, it's a fantastic attraction, and it is the best ride in Disneyland that we just don't have in Disney World. Thank you very much for watching. Be excellent to each other.